Well, good morning, guys. We're going to continue on with Kristin and her 2-year-old colt here. So, Kristin, yesterday, it was a new location for him.
Yeah.
He was a little fresh, spooky, very reactive to his environment, which is normal. We stress to people when you change environments, you literally change horses.
For sure, yeah.
Usually to the worse.
Yeah.
It's usually not a better horse that shows up.
Yeah.
But within 1 or 2 training sessions of a new environment, you can get them back with the method, redirect their feet, forwards, backwards, left and right, get them to use the thing inside their brain. So today, what is he like started out so far? Like before I got here on camera, I told you to get him out and desensitize him.
Yes.
What is he like so far today that's different about yesterday? And tell me what you've done.
Okay. Overall, he's more relaxed. So I've done stick and string, my halter and lead rope, and then desensitized with the stirrups. And then that's pretty much it. He's at the point now where, like, if I were to do more, I'm actually going to get a worse result because he's too fresh. So I feel like if I kept desensitizing, I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed by him because he's almost going to get worse again because he's just got energy.
Well, and got nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
Remember, colts are like little kids. If you give them nothing to do and all day to do it in, they will find trouble. It won't be what you want. It will be what they want.
Yeah.
But overall, better.
Overall, a lot better than yesterday,
good.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and work on our backing again.
Okay.
Let's see if it's better than yesterday. Build on it. And we'll just kind of do our groundwork again and make some comments overall with him. Okay? So again, just train him like we're not here. The camera's not here.
Okay.
So this would be his 10th groundwork session.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Well, technically he had 9 days before, so yesterday was 10.
10. So today's 11.
Yep.
11 days with the method.
Yep.
So yesterday, if you remember, he was backing crooked that one way. His hip always wanted to go to Kristin's right. So especially in the round pen, it helps out because it constantly makes their hip come to the left.
So I feel like today he's actually a little bit kind of more relaxed and just slower backing.
Yes. Speed. Here's what you people are going to remember. You just keep training him. Cadence and confidence is more important than speed. I would rather the feet have cadence to them before we add speed or distance. So you're roughly halfway down the rope now, okay?
Yes.
You're not going to explain to people when you will start to lengthen the distance.
I kind of don't have to. Once a horse has really good energy in his feet and he's respectful, he'll actually start adding distance himself.
Yes.
So
but as a good marker for people, here's what I would say. When you're halfway down the lead rope and they can take anywhere from 5 to 10 very consistent steps, then you would go ahead and add a little length to the lead rope.
Yes.
And then go back to getting 2 or 3 good steps and then build up to 10 steps again. No point adding distance when you suck at 6 feet. If you suck at 6 feet, don't go to 8. Because the longer the lead rope gets, the more the horse will ignore you. So it's really not speed we're after with him, it's consistency in his feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I mean by consistency? Look at his feet here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each step was the same. It wasn't like he shuffled backwards 2 steps really fast and then stopped for 2 steps and then stumbled for 2 steps. It just has a consistent beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So the differences I noticed in him today, Kristin, is his much better eye on him. Like his eye's not worried and big and he's not being overloaded with everything around him.
Correct.
Like I haven't seen him paying any attention to the drone so far this morning.
Correct.
He hasn't really looked at the other cameraman.
Yeah.
Right, move on to marching.
Marching.
There we go. So see how he's naturally starting to lengthen this lead rope a little bit here, isn't he? I noticed today also, Kristin, he hasn't bumped into that fence once yet.
No.
But yesterday he bumped into it several times. Now, if you only trained him in the round pen and backed him around like this, he'd develop a habit the other way, wouldn't he? Where he wanted back crooked the other way.
So
see right there, little inconsistent. There, as soon as he finds his consistency, she backs away. March, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I feel like he's not like racing and kind of scattered backwards too. Like he's kind of thinking.
I like how his ears are up on you.
Yeah.
I cannot stress the importance enough. Backing fixes biting, especially if he's stud colts. Backing fixes biting. Backing fixes mouthy horses. Backing fixes aggressive pushy horses. If there's only one training technique you would take for my entire method, it needs to be backing. You cannot back a horse up too much. Do a little wiggle wave, just go straight into it there.
Okay.
Wiggle wave, chest out. So automatically today, his backing is a lot better than yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't bump into the fence again.
A little stuck.
Okay, now just go work on a little bit of steady pressure backing from this side. He's got to look at the ground. He's got to learn to read your body language. He's confused now. He thinks he's supposed to back. See how she's looking at the ground? She's not looking at him. She'll walk up and rub him there. Let him know he's not in trouble there.
Ah, very light.
Drop it. Quit before he quits you. So that time there. Now see how he's still backing? If he takes more than 4 steps, just go ask him again. Drop it and start rubbing him. Really rub him. Go again. When you do rub him more vigorously. Yes. So that's what we call a 4-step rule. If they take more than 4 steps when we go to rub them to a stop, we'll just go redirect their feet again. So far today, I see a lot more calmness out of him and overall using the thinking side of his brain.
Yes, absolutely.
Bump on him there. There you go. All 4 methods of backing up are important. This one's very important. Back them out of the trailer. Back them out of the wash rack. They must learn to back off driving pressure and steady pressure. So what I would do, Kristin, is back him now to the center of the round pen.
Okay.
And then you can immediately start your desensitizing. So what he struggled with yesterday was the hand on the saddles. Go start straight with that. Drop your stick immediately and start straight with that.
You want in the center?
Oh, close enough. Just back him to it. But immediately start with the thing he didn't like the most. Flex him. Stay in there, stay in there. Bump on him if you need to. Stay in there, stay in there. Stay in there. So that one didn't count there. Even though he did good with the desensitizing, he kind of screwed that flexing. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Get in there. Release. Try it again. So I'm going to make a little mental note of that to make sure that he'll get that flex. I'm going to be pickier about that. Righto, now pick up your stirrup again, start flapping it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's good there, flexing. That's what I'm looking for, that first response. Flex him at least a couple of times, okay? Get in a habit of flexing them 2 to 3 times. Every time you flex them, just double check that they're listening. At least twice, if not 3 times. Right, one more with the stirrup. Righto, flex him. And then when you can, step back, have him bring his front end across. Wave your hand. Hopefully he'll ignore you a little bit and won't hardly move. Up higher. Keep going. There. There. Little sloppy there, but guess what? We like that. That's better than yesterday. Every time you raised your hand up, he would jump away from you.
Yeah.
So we're going to get him a tad bit on the dull side, which we're not going to like.
Yeah.
But I'd rather that than him be on the reactive side and you move your pinky and he shits and runs.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So we're going to give up a little bit of responsiveness here, but we're going to gain a lot more confidence.
Okay.
We will come back and rebalance it. Remember, I've always said this, guys. When you fix one thing with a horse, often something else gets a little bit worse. You can't fix something without something else getting worse. When you fix one thing, something else gets worse. Then you come back and you fix that thing. That's very common there. So what I'm trying to stress to people about, Kristin, is the first desensitizing exercise is always the one they struggle with the most.
Okay.
Change sides when you're ready. Wave your arm. There. Now rub him. There. Right, and now go whack the saddle. That's where he had a lot of trouble with yesterday, was that. Jumping up and down, whacking the saddle. That's where he had his little meltdown there. There, I love that. He just lowered his head. 3 flexes, do it again. When I started colts in Australia, I was religious. I would never change sides unless I flexed them at least twice, if not 3 times. And I never changed sides, Kristin, until I jumped up and down and slapped that saddle every time. And they had to stand perfectly 3 times in a row. Now, technically, he moved a step, but you know why I ignored it? Because you hadn't started flapping just yet. He just rebalanced himself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
What a difference from yesterday. Righto, change sides. There we go, there. See, even though we're basically teaching him right now to ignore you, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's okay for right this second.
Okay.
I love that, licking his lips. I think one of the hardest lessons for me as a young horseman trying to figure out when I was learning from Gordon McKinley and Ian and developing the method is that you have to learn to prioritize when you're training a horse. You might be training a horse and there might be 5 or 6 things that he's doing that you don't really like. You know, let's say, I'm just going to make some stuff up here. Okay, let's just say, for example, you want him to lope on the left lead. But he's on the left lead, his head's up in the air, his head's turned out, he's dropping his shoulder, he's loping faster than what you want. So I just named 4 or 5 things that I don't like, okay? So when you're training a horse, you can't fix it all at the same time. You kind of have to prioritize what is the biggest fire first in the house. So for me, out of all the things, I'm going to pick the one that's the biggest problem. So whatever my biggest problem is today when I'm training this horse, or biggest thing that's stopping me from moving forward, that's the fire I'm going to put out first. So how I use the analogy is this. We're in a house, and it's a 4-bedroom house and a kitchen. And we have a fire in the 4 bedroom. Each bedroom has a fire, and we have a fire in the kitchen. So if I walk into that house and I've got 5 fires that are active, if I keep running around to each fire and throw a bucket of water on this one, a bucket on that one, a bucket on that one, I never get any of the fires put out. All I do is run around like an idiot trying to get the fire put out, and none of them get put out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that house and I'm going to look around and say, okay, where is the biggest fire? Oh, it's in the kitchen. The kitchen fire is more out of control than the other 4. So I'm going to put all my energy, all my water on that kitchen fire. And I'm going to get that one put out. Once I get that kitchen fire put out, now I look around at the other 4 fires, and where's the next biggest fire? Oh, it's in bedroom number 3. So now I run over to bedroom number 3 and I put that fire out. And I stay on that fire until it's put out. Could be a minute, could be 10 minutes, could be several days. I'm going to stay with that fire. And then once I get that fire put out, I look around, where's the next fire? Oh, next biggest one is bedroom number 1. So I go over there. Until eventually I get all 5 fires put out of my house. But I had to prioritize what was the most important fire to get done. So in Kristin's colt with her colt, the biggest priority is that he was spooky and reactive. He was a very spooky kind of reactive colt. So we focused more on the desensitizing part of it. And when we desensitized him, some of our sensitization got worse. He might get a little duller, might get a little pushier, things that I might not like. But I'm going to let that happen because the biggest fire I've got to put out is his overreactiveness. Once I get that fire put out, and he's no longer jumpy and spooky, now I'm going to come over here and say, oh, the next fire is he's a little bit dull in some areas and he needs a little bit more sensitization with a few things. Now I'm going to fix that, okay? So look at the big picture. What is your biggest problem first? Now, this was hard for me to really grasp as a horseman Because as a human, I'm very much a shit picker. I'm attention to detail kind of guy. Every detail matters to me. So when I have a horse that's doing several things wrong at the same time, my natural instinct is to try to fix all several of them because I don't want anything to get to waste. I don't want anything getting worse. So, but I realized look at it like this, when everything's important, nothing's important. I use that in business all the time. When everything's important, nothing's important. Because when everything's important, you run around and try to address everything and nothing actually gets fixed. Focus on one or two things or one thing that you really want to get fixed and focus on that. Then move on to the next one and then move on to the next one. So that took a while for me to learn to do that. Now, sometimes in training horses, your priority will change within the same training session. You might come out working on this priority and then after a few minutes, that's no longer your biggest fire. This one is. So then you'll move over and fix that one. So don't be surprised if they change fires within the same training session. But as human beings, we have a tendency to get too critical with horses too quickly and try to fix everything at once. I always come back to the analogy of when you're teaching your child how to handwrite, you're just happy that they get the right letters in the right orders, okay? You're not going to critique the correctness of their handwriting if you're just trying to get them to learn to spell their name. You're just happy they get the right damn letters in the right damn order. Once they get that figured out, then you'll start correcting, okay, let's clean up the C, let's clean up the L, let's get the handwriting a little neater, okay? But you can't expect neatness from the very beginning. It's big blocks of information. So remember, prioritize. Typically, when you are prioritizing, when you fix one thing on a horse, something else will typically get a little worse. Keep that in mind. Like in Kristin's colt, her colt, as we got him less spooky, he naturally got a little pushy and dull. And then I said to her, great, once he gets a little pushy and dull and we've got him quiet, then we'll address a little pushy and dull. One of Kristin's biggest things that she had to learn under my mentorship was she was like me. She wanted to fix everything at once, and it took her a long time to figure out how to only focus on one thing at a time and get that put to bed. And she did, and she mastered it very, very well. But you can't fix everything at once. Keep that in mind.
Want more? Get more. The No Worries Club is the best way to get the most out of your training experience. Stick around to find out more.
Hey mate, Clint Anderson here. For the past 20 years, I've devoted my life to creating the best training tools and videos available to help bring my method to you. But there's only one problem. You can't bring your TV into the arena. That's why we've been hard at work developing a new platform to deliver the method to you in a whole new way. A way that brings 20 years of horsemanship and puts it in the palm of your hand. Introducing the mobile method. It's part of the new Down Under digital experience, and it makes learning the method easier than ever before. Let me show you how it works, mate.
Now you can always have access to the method, even when you're on the go or at the barn. The Down Under Horsemanship app gives you access to your digital training kits and allows you to download videos and training content directly to your mobile device or view them on your computer. The Down Under Horsemanship app also offers over 86 hours of free, in-depth training content. No Worries Club members will have full access to Clinton's ever-growing training library and a massive amount of members-only features and information. And the best part is, you can view and interact with each lesson on your mobile device or computer, giving you ultimate access to the method anytime and any place.
The method is the key to getting the most out of your partnership with your horse. We want everybody to experience the difference it will make. That's why we created 3 new ways for you to get the training content you need at the price you want. Our basic level allows you to purchase and download training content to your device at our standard price with no annual fee. When you become a No Worries Club member for $19.99 a month, you get up to 50% discount on any of your purchases. Plus, you get 8 digital videos and 4 digital journals a year,
and access to the No Worries Club website, the largest collection of method material and resources in the world. Plus, you can become part of our social network and chat with thousands of other folks just like you. If you want the ultimate experience, mate, the premium membership is for you. You get all the benefits of the No Worries Club, a printed copy of our No Worries Club quarterly journal, and access to all of the method and the professional series kit training videos. Altogether, that's thousands of dollars of horse training and 20 years of horsemanship delivered right to your fingertips. So there you have it, folks. The new mobile method app is the easiest and most effective way to deliver the maximum amount of knowledge at a minimal amount of time. And with the new No Worries Club, you can be assured you're going to get exactly what you need at a price that's right for you. It's a free download, so what are you waiting for, mate? Get started today.
Start your digital training experience today. Visit our website and download the Down Under Horsemanship app to experience the method in a whole new way.